Hello there, and welcome to Warhammer 40k Darktide. This has been out for a while. I don't know whether or not I'm going to do like a full playthrough of this, or whether it will just be a one-off, just sort of cataloguing my thoughts on how I think it's been translated over to PlayStation. But yeah, I
It
wanted
is
to
the
play it.
41st millennium. For 10,000 years, the Imperium has dominated the galaxy. There is only war. Every human soul, from the most highborn lord to the most basic servitor, is dedicated to the service of the God Emperor of mankind. The Imperium's battle fleets and armies, from the conscripted soldiers of the Astra Militarum to the elite space marines of the Adeptus Astartes, keep humanity safe from alien threats and cosmic horrors beyond imagining. But there is another war. It is the one in which I serve.
I love the aesthetic and the atmosphere. Both really cool. I know very
Our
little
war
about.
is not one of battlefields and fleet engagements. It is waged by the dedicated agents of the Imperial Inquisition. It is fought in the cities and hives of the Imperium.
Very cool.
In the back streets and the forgotten sublevels. In hive cities like Tertium.
We are surrounded! Don't get overrun! Through this door!
For if the Inquisition fails, if we fail, the Imperium falls with us.
Okay. I know very little about the lore of Warhammer, so everything that I am learning here, I'm learning for the first time. I've never played this game before. I've not seen too much gameplay of this game before either, but I know it's Vermintide-esque. Obviously, same devs, so what happens if you decline? Okay. Oh, okay. So we have a class. Okay. Let's go from left to right, I guess. So, troopers of the Astra Militarum. Veterans are valued as skilled and seasoned warriors for the Emperor of mankind. Okay. Zealots. Zealots are fanatically pious warriors whose rage and fervor in the Emperor's name leads them to places those of lesser faith would fear to tread. Okay. Psyker. Ooh. Psychic mutants or psychers draw power from the Immaterium to fuel their formidable mental abilities. They are viewed with suspicion as witches throughout the Imperium. Okay. I like the headpiece, like the hooded head and stuff. And Ogren. Ogrens are massive, powerful abhumans, often used as shock troops for the Astra Militarum. They are strong and loyal, but have limited intelligence. Okay. It's between veteran and psyker. I like the aesthetic of psykers quite a lot. So I mean, it looks like, even though it says they can only have, like, flamers, it looks like they can still have guns. So I'm wondering if I would still be able to have some kind of gun if I wanted to with these guys. Let's find out. Okay. Oh, it's time. It's time for body type. Okay. Should we get rid of the mustache? Should we do our skin colour because we're pasty AF? Maybe not that pasty. He looks kind of dead. Yeah, we're basically dead. That's my look. I'm pretty dead. I don't like any of them really. Hey Hachi. This our boy. Oh dear. Do we make him a bit taller? There we go. A bit taller.
It
Okay.
seems that no matter how low I set my expectations, it can always get worse. A lifetime spent in Zamaya, hiding.
I've dreamed many dreams before, but never like this.
I should have known the enforcers would not tolerate me forever.
That's a
My
weird voice for
skills,
him.
they valued.
The heretics are merely biding their time.
I'm sure I've done all this before.
I guess the seer. I don't love any of them. Finalize operative. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. Am I too tall? Better to die with honor than live as a traitor. Okay, maybe most of that will be skipped. I don't know.
Prisoners all secure, ma'am.
I'll
Not
check
for
for myself
long.
if you don't mind.
Of course, ma'am. But do be wary. Every one of them's a filthy heretic.
That one certainly is. Keep him intact. No accidents. My master wants to interrogate him as soon as we reach the hive.
Of course, ma'am. Upon my life.
This is cool. I love the aesthetic, as I say.
This one, however,
Makes you wonder why we even bother shipping trash like that. Save a lot of data slate work just to process the execution notice now.
what do you say, criminal? Shall I put you out of your misery?
And ours, you would.
Be quiet. Well? Nothing to say?
This is a mistake. I am a loyal servant of the throne.
But of course, I'll just let you out now then.
Shame you'll never get to prove that.
Prime of Terror! We're boarded!
Catapult now!
The aesthetic here is amazing. What the hell?
Come with us, brother. We have a way out. What do we do about that one?
Nothing. The boxers will be here to feed soon enough.
Okay. That sounds foreboding. But hey, here we are. Do I get like a pipe or a shovel? Okay. Okay.
Oh, I don't like it down here, beloved. Beloved? Why won't you speak to me?
Okay. So this is terrifying.
Horrible. What is that?
R2 to attack. Okay. Hi. Oh, you're gone. Okay. That wasn't too bad. There's quite a few of these ones. Oh, you get quite a lot of range. Okay. Range is good.
At last, beloved. I hear your voice in the
hell?
sirens. No, I shan't give up. I promise.
I need armed and response teams in the Block 87 Bay area. Blessed throne, there's no end to them.
Okay. Damn. Oh, I love this. The vibe of this is fantastic. Oh, I have to release to swing. Oopsie. So does that recharge, that blue bar? Does any of it recharge? I don't really know.
I'm still alive?
That's so satisfying. I can't wait to get some more. Ooh, aim acceleration. Interesting.
Stations are overrun. We'll have to hold them in prisoner containment.
Aim acceleration. That feels a little bit closer to like how I play when I play like Apex and stuff like that. Yeah, cool, we're good. So a cup. Oh, it's a cup. Oh, it's that door. I might have to adjust it some more, but I'll do that later. Am I nearly dead? Oh god, he's not shooting at me, thank god. There's so many of them. Okay, we're good. Still good.
The elevator's still working, beloved. Oh, how nice, I think.
Who is my beloved? I don't know enough about this friggin' game and its lore, so I wanted to like take in some of the like scenery and stuff. So we are on like, is this a prison ship, I guess? And these guys have invaded to try and get that dude who was opposite us out. I do like the idea of it. It's very cool. Hello? Oh, cutscene time. Oh, she's had a bad time.
Great. You come for blood too, criminal?
Like whooshy boy band hair. Really Noel Fielding up in here.
You said you were a loyal servant of the throne.
I did.
Would I trust this man if I were her? The answer is no.
Then prove it.
Okay, it's shooting time. Oh god, okay. Sorry, I shot her. I don't know why I'm saying sorry. Whoa. Yeah, I need to adjust the sensitivity a little bit more. Oh god damn it, please. Just pop out, please. Okay.
Storm Raptor! Urgent extraction requested! The traitors have overrun the ship!
Confirmed. Storm Raptor inbound.
I'm giving you a chance. Cross me and you're dead. You understand, criminal?
Oh yes, dead is so very final.
Oh. Okay, hip fire is not very accurate, I don't think.
Storm Raptor to Zola. Coming in hot. Get to the hangar bay.
Understood.
Okay, this is fun. Oh god, I don't know what I was aiming for there. God, let's try more hip fire. Okay, I'm never going to. Never going to be able to.
Not bad at this.
I have not shot
See,
in ages.
beloved? She isn't that bad.
I also shot a wall. Oh, okay. Alright. Oh, we're getting off, okay. Oh, you're... I shot her. But she's a lot better at this than I am, so... Okay. I mean, this isn't as crazy as I thought. I was like hoping for like a bit more craziness there. I guess these are just like, so it fills in the other classes.
Get us the hell out of here!
Stand by, Zola. The guidance is out. I need a minute to recalibrate.
Great.
Let's give them a welcome they won't survive!
Okay.
Coming in!
Need to get used to the recoil, and I do need to adjust the sensitivity as well. God, that's satisfying. Sorry, big guy.
It's a dream! I'm going to wake up!
Okay.
Masozi, you done any time soon?
Still alive out there. Guidance is fixed, so we're out of here.
Well, you coming or not?
Do I have a choice?
You
Is
helped
the
me.
answer.
Maybe I can help you. No promises. You'll probably wind up dead.
I was dead anyway.
Very poetic. Just don't tell anyone I let an escaped prisoner save my life. Or you'll be more than dead.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay, it's a cool setup. I like it. I still need to adjust my settings a bit more, I think. It still feels very off. Okay. Okay, so as you may have noticed, that gameplay wasn't exactly the smoothest. I wasn't playing very well, and the game actually honestly takes a little bit of time to get used to. As a result, I figured instead of showing you just the first mission I played, I'd record a mission a little bit later on, and then I'll just narrate over the top of it. So that's what's going to come up next. I'll give you a little bit of a tour of the hub, and we'll go into a mission, and then that'll be the rest of the video. So, yeah, catch you in a sec. Okay, so here I am on one of my other characters. This character is the Zealot type, and as you can see, I kind of accidentally made him look like Lord Farquaad a little bit. So I figured the first place that maybe I would take you to, as part of the grand tour of the little hub area, would be the barber shop. We'll get to all these other fancy buildings later. I have absolutely no idea what that is in there, so I'm not going to be going there. As I say, I'm still quite early on in the game, so I'm still learning a lot of stuff. I still don't really know too much about what's going on in the grand scheme of things, but I've gotten enough of an idea of the game now that I think I can sort of give my opinions. This is where we go to recustomize our characters, so yes, that's absolutely a thing you can do. You don't have to worry if you mess up at the beginning. It seems as though you can wipe your character's memory as well, which costs a lot of in-game currency to do. I'm wondering if that enables you to change your character's voice and things like that, and their background and stuff like that. I haven't gotten enough currency to do it, so I'm not 100% sure if that's actually what that does, but I would assume so. So yeah, I'm just going to finish off customizing my character, and then we'll get back to the little tour. Okay, now that I'm done making my character look like a little freak, we'll get back to the tour, I think. Any second now. Hey, away I go. Like clockwork. So the first place that I'm going to take you, after heading out of the barber's, is this place here. This place is the commissary. This is where you go to spend all of your gold stuff, the stuff in the top right corner, you earn that from completing missions, on cosmetics for your character and your weapons. You can buy them in sets, there's a great number of them. This is just for the Zealot at the moment. Each class has its own individual shop, basically. It's the same shop, it just has different stuff in it, depending on what class you are, basically. Oh no, you can tab across. Would you look at that? I'm being a fool. I'm not even looking at what's on the screen in front of me. Yeah, same thing for the weapons and stuff. Each class has its own stuff. And yeah, this is where you just get all of your little cosmetics. I think there's a pretty okay selection. Some of them are sort of repeated across like different costumes. So like you'll notice theming. This here is the cash shop. The cash shop, I think, is more just if you want to support the devs more than anything. The cosmetics are by no means essential in here, and it is all cosmetic, from what I can tell. It takes a little bit of time to load, so I apologise. But there's the pricing on everything. There's some actually like pretty cheap packs in there, so like it's not the end of the world if you do decide to spend a little bit of money on the game. Obviously, I'm going to see whether or not I stick with it for a longer period of time before I spend anything. Over here is this game's version of like the battle pass, I guess. It's not really a battle pass. It's a permanent thing. This doesn't change as far as I'm aware. You complete challenges in game, and this just slowly levels up, and it gives you stuff. I don't know if there's anything after this once you max it out, but yeah, this is all I've seen so far. You just sort of level this up, and slowly but surely, you will unlock a bunch of cool stuff for your character. There's like accessories and costumes. A lot of stuff you can only get through doing this, so completing challenges is a good shout. This place I can't actually show you because with this character I haven't leveled up far enough, unfortunately. This place is where you go to buy weapons. There's two ways you can buy weapons in the game. You'll unlock more as you level up and play more missions. This one is somewhat random, the stock inside it. He'll give you a selection of items. Some of them will be pretty good and above average, some of them will be a bit below. But the point is there's a bit of randomness to it. The alternative is you can go to the one underneath, and that will give you just a regular weapon. These are usually of the lowest quality, I believe, and which ones you can get relate to your character's mastery level and mastery, so on and so forth. So the more you progress, the more stuff you can buy from there, just to basically kit your character out to go into any given firefight. That bit that I just touched upon, I can't actually show you because this character isn't a high enough level, but that is basically augmenting your gear kind of thing. You can also break down gear to increase mastery of other gear, which is really cool. Through here is your little training area. I haven't actually used it outside of the tutorial, but I presume you can like test your weapons out on different enemy types and stuff like that. And then back through here is where you go to accept your main missions and stuff like that. We'll be doing that in just a sec. Yeah, there's not really much else in terms of like story and stuff like that in between times. You just get little cutscenes that don't really do a lot. And that's why I thought I just wouldn't worry about showing it to you. Instead, we're just going to hop into a mission. So here's a mission I recorded earlier. I hope that it isn't too terrible. I think it might be, but maybe it won't be. Okay, so this is your mission select screen. More stuff becomes unlocked as you level up. You'll get access to harder missions, more varied missions, harder versions of missions you've already done, so on and so forth. It's a little bit random what's there. Quick play at the top corner is the best thing that you can do if you want to level up fast. You just pick a difficulty and it will throw you into whatever mission other people are doing, basically. So you don't get a choice of what your level is, but you get more XP, more gold, stuff like that. We're currently matchmaking at the moment, and typically matchmaking times not that long. I've not really had any trouble finding a game. Typically people are pretty quick to ready up and start as well. I'd actually say this one is one of the longer wait times that I've had for someone readying up on this screen, which is fine, you know, no issues there. But yeah, I'd just say like people are usually pretty prompt at getting into the game and getting going. It's mostly quite a friendly atmosphere as well. I've not really noticed anyone trash talking or anything like that, or anyone saying anything nasty from what I can tell. And believe me when I tell you, I'm terrible at this game, so like, you know, if anyone's going to say anything nasty, it will be whilst I'm on their team. Um, so yeah, you get this like cool dropship scene every time you go in, which I think is pretty awesome. Taking a look at the gorgeous environmental design of this game, yet again, I think it really is a highlight. I also, once you're like in the levels themselves, the level design does feel a bit more gamey, and it's more like the backgrounds that are amazing as opposed to the actual level itself. But these are still pretty solid. Like, I think they do a pretty good job of getting you to where you need to be and making you feel like you're actually there. You'll notice at the moment it's an NPC talking, but you will notice that when the player characters talk, they will have conversations with one another and they will quip off of each other. These conversations, as far as I can tell, are unique to the different voices that you pick at the beginning. So, whilst there is obviously a finite selection of them, so it's not like unlimited or anything, there is still an impressive amount of variety here, which is really cool. So you could have like different conversations like every single time you go through a level. You will hear repeated voice lines, absolutely. There's only so many things they can record. And that's absolutely fair. So the class I'm playing as at the moment is the Zealots class. They typically seem to focus on melee and replenishing a lot of toughness, not taking too much toughness damage, so they can get up close and personal and just deal as much melee damage as possible.
No quarter to the heretics. No mercy for those who have turned from the Emperor's light.
Let's not play hide and seek with the heretics, please.
Just because they're a melee class does not mean that they, you know, can't use guns. Obviously, you will obviously see me shoot the SMG quite a lot during this, and it's perfectly valid as a strategy to do so. Every single class can pretty much wield a reasonable number of guns. There's some limitations between classes. This game can get pretty intense pretty quickly. You'll notice it goes from 0 to 100 multiple times throughout this level, and that sort of ebb and flow has kind of always been the way that Left 4 Dead style games have done it. It was the same in Vermintide as well. If you've played those games, you will get a very familiar vibe from this game, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, to be honest with you. I would actually go as far as to say I prefer this quite a lot to Vermintide 2. Left 4 Dead I haven't played since I was a kid, so I can't really make the comparison, but like, honestly, in terms of like atmosphere and just general like vibe, aesthetic and stuff like that, this game like feels really solid as an entry into that sort of Left 4 Dead style horde survival-y shooter type thing. The game obviously has like somewhat of an AI director, I guess, that like plops enemies at you depending on how fast you're moving through the level and so on and so forth. Currently just waiting for a dog. We heard the audio cues any second now, pretty sure. There he is. Audio cues very important in this game, just like Left 4 Dead, just like Vermintide. You can tell what's coming at you from the audio quite clearly. Everything has its own sort of distinctive sound, and it's very rare that you can mistake one thing for another. Even I've learned to tell the difference between them, and I've only been playing the game for literally like maybe 2 days now, and I haven't had that much time with it either. Yeah, I think they've done a really good job with that sound design. I think it does a really good job of letting you know where stuff's coming from, what that stuff is, how prepared you need to be. And as I say, the AI director, like thus far, I've not really experienced anything like too crazy being thrown at me. But I think that might just be because I'm on the lower difficulties. I'm assuming that once the difficulty ramps up, you'll start getting some quite almost unfair combinations, I guess. I've had a couple of moments where I've been a bit like, oh god, like I've been overwhelmed and just destroyed in seconds. But this, fortunately, is not one of those levels. I think we had a pretty chill time going through this one. I say chill, whilst I'm like hacking some guy's head off. The heavy attacks in the game feel particularly meaty, which is really great.
The mechanism's power has ebbed. Restore it to life.
The Emperor will cross victory! Praise the Emperor's beneficence! Ammunition!
Most of the levels so far seem to be designed in such a way that you are sort of forced to kind of work together. This objective, for example, you're carrying like a battery, so whoever's carrying that battery can't really defend themselves unless they drop it. They could do it on their own, but like it emphasizes the teamwork quite nicely, and it gives the squad like a sort of a focal point. This is nothing new, again, for these Vermintide, Left 4 Dead style games, but it's still a welcome thing to see here, and I quite enjoy it, so yeah.
Our first task is complete. Medicaid station. Shotgunner.
I suppose I should talk about a couple of the slightly more frustrating things that I've noticed. This is kind of also stemming from the fact that you have to play with randoms. If you're a ranged character, you will notice that you frequently run out of ammo, and depending on your teammates, you can quite often find yourself in a situation where you just can't get more because they're just scooping up everything around you. And you can actually tell your team, I believe, that you need ammo, but like it's sort of a bit 50-50 on whether they'll actually listen to you. This can create some mildly frustrating moments that kind of just make me wish that there was a solo mode where I could play with bots. Obviously that was a thing in Vermintide, and I kind of wish that that was the thing here as well. It's okay that it's not. It's just, it's a little kind of grievance that I personally have. You'll notice there's a lot of fire on the ground, which this actually has been one of my few points of frustration as well. The fire kills you so fast if you stand in it, and it can be kind of difficult sometimes to even tell that fire is coming at you sometimes. You usually get a warning that there's a pyro coming towards you, but like just generally dodging out of the way of it in time and stuff can sometimes be irritating, especially if you get backed into a corner. That can also lead to some mild frustrations too. It's nothing too major at all. It hasn't like nerfed my enjoyment of the game in any real way. It was just sort of a couple of moments where I was like, ugh, that's annoying. I'm going to skip forwards a little bit in a sec to later on in the level, and I'm just going to let that play out a little bit, let you guys enjoy the gameplay without me and my voice just sort of hounding over it. I'll tune back in once the level gets close to the end, basically. So, yeah, catch you in a bit.
Warriors of the beneficent Emperor, we shall prevail!
You always seem so happy in your work.
I have much of our victims blood. What finer life can there be than the punishment of delusion?
I rather imagine that's what the heretics say about us.
Ah, but there is an important difference.
Which is...
They are wrong. This way!
Atoma only survived because of Riga Consora's leadership. Rank was no shield against her wrath.
No way back! Ammunition, Guardian! Take it! Computers! My prayers are answered! Holy ammunition!
Celerity is here. The usual ranter is absent from his pulpit, I see.
Without duty, one has no purpose. Wouldn't you agree?
Spoken like one who is neither known nor desired, skulking in the shadows. Bugs beneath my heel.
Another Ranger dead!
I strongly advise you remain.
Embrace.
Were there any justice
Okay, so we've got about 10 minutes left to go of this level, so I figured I'd chime in again and just talk about my final thoughts of my first impressions, I guess. I never played this when it came out on PC or Xbox or whatever, so this is literally my first experience with the game. And I have to say, I am having a great time. This has been one of the few games in a while that I have wanted to keep jumping back to every night. I don't know how long that will last. With these games, it does tend to sort of like peter out a little bit as time goes on. I'm already spotting a few things that I would quite like. You know, the aforementioned a solo mode would be really, really nice. Just a way to play with bots. That way I don't feel quite as pressured when I'm playing and I can chill a little bit more. I'll make less mistakes and stuff like that. The other thing, actually, it might already be in the game, but I think it'd be really cool if they added a class or a class perk that allowed you to carry two firearms, like two firearms and a melee weapon. Like, I think that would be like quite interesting, maybe for the veteran as like an added perk if it's not already a thing. That way you could have like, you know, a long range weapon and a close range weapon in terms of firearms. That would be really fun. Or failing that, just add a new class entirely that can do that. You know, the same thing for melee, I guess, you know. Because there is a big difference between slow melee and fast melee. Like, I've noticed when I was playing with the knife, you get like movement speed buff and stuff like that. So there actually is like quite a lot going on with the different weapons in the game, which is great. And I think that's one of the main draws for me, like, you know, completing missions, going back to the hub world, leveling up a little bit, seeing what new weapons we unlock some new cosmetics, so on and so forth, and slowly shape yourself a cool soldier. You know, as I say, I can see it getting old eventually, but I've got a hell of a lot of content here to get through still as someone who has only just started playing. I've played 3 out of the 4 classes to an extent where I've studied the skill trees a fair bit to sort of look at and see where they would go in the later game and stuff like that. And it's pretty safe to say that most of the classes feel quite different from one another. Like, there's obviously some crossover, but like, I think it's really, really good the amount of variety there is on offer here. And I've not tried the Ogren either, and they seem to be like one of the biggest like difference kind of classes in the game. So yeah, I'll have to do that at some point. So yeah, what would I say to people thinking about getting this game? If you're a PlayStation player who's never played it before, yeah, go for it. This game isn't massively expensive for what you're getting here. There's a ton of content, and for the time being, you do have to play online. I don't know whether they ever plan on changing that. I really hope they do. But nonetheless, playing in multiplayer is a lot of fun. I think even if you get bad randoms, you still have like an experience. And obviously there's always the option to play with your friends if you have people who have the game. So I think there could be a lot of really, really cool synergistic team play with a communicative team. You know, at the moment it's, you know, for me, I'm just playing with randoms, so it's a bit all over the place, and I imagine on the harder difficulties we might struggle a bit. But yeah, honestly, all in all, very few frustrations with the game. One technical thing that's been a little bit irritating, the game has frozen a couple of times whilst I've been playing. It's usually on a loading screen it will freeze, and not in the middle of a mission, thankfully. I've also had some moments where the game has skipped around a little bit whilst I've been playing, like my internet connection's bad, and it could genuinely be that my internet was just having a moment, so I don't want to just blame the game on that one. Yeah, I think that is about all I have to say, to be honest with you. I think this game is like one of the best examples of a Left 4 Dead-like. I love the aesthetic, I love the sort of the characterization of both the world and the characters themselves. I really like the vibe of the whole thing. I think there's a real good sense of this like desperate struggle going on. And yeah, I'm super intrigued to play more levels, see what they do with those levels. and just generally like try and continue having a good time with this. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out on the channel pretty soon that isn't this, unless you guys want to see more of this, of course, in which case maybe I'll do some more videos similar to this one. I'm not too sure how you guys find this style of video as well, because usually I will obviously just commentate live as I'm playing. Whereas obviously this time I've opted to do like a recording afterwards so I can focus a little bit more on what I'm saying and think a little bit more about the points I'm trying to make, which, you know, I haven't said too much, I know, but yeah, I've kind of enjoyed making the video this way. I don't know if I'd want to do all my videos this way, but I feel like my voice sounds a bit too lethargic when I do videos like this, because I just chill too much. Like, I just get way too, like, in the zone, like, chilled out, and then I sound kind of boring. But that's okay, it's okay, hopefully. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much. Yeah, I'd absolutely recommend this game. If you've got the money to get it, then get it. I think it's a good investment, unless unless you don't have an internet connection, in which case definitely don't get this game. It's definitely going to be a better experience with friends, so if you've got some friends to bring along for the ride, that's the best way to do it. If you don't have any friends, it's still a good time, so, you know, I'm playing solo and I'm enjoying it 99.9% of the time. Yeah, that's about it. So, I'm going to just sort of close out. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Farewell.